Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Greetings from Soprano Management Spices. I'm Daya here once again with my new video. Hope you are enjoying my previous videos. Today we'll be discussing a very important and a very crucial topic on the letter I. Alphabetical letter I. Alphabet I, okay? So, I is very important if utilized in the right manner. Okay, Philip Kotler said I should be for interdependence. So, if you can utilize I for interdependence, then definitely you will not only prosper, you will also ensure that others around you will also prosper, and there is a very congenial environment for everyone. But if the I factor starts dominating your mind, believe me, my dear friends, that's the beginning of the end for many people, and it happens without your knowledge, and it leads to some catastrophic effects. People will slip into coma, literally, not medical exactly, but they will slip into mental coma. Okay, so you will find people ultimately compromising with so many things just because of I. Okay. So, in this video, I'd like to discuss the catastrophic effects of the letter I on each and every individual. Okay, so let's start. So, what is this I all about? I is nothing but I, ego, I. Okay, you speak more about I, you are degrading not only yourself, you are degrading others also, which people will not accept. Okay, so when ego starts dominating your mind or your attitude, it will lead to a lot of disastrous as well as immature decisions, ultimately which leads to loss of so many things like people, and it will ruin companies, empires. It is ruining, it will continue to do it. You lose people, most importantly, you will spoil the relationship. That's the beginning of the end. Okay, so what else I can say? The letter I has dominated the minds of many people, powerful people, to such an extent that they behave like mad elephants. Right? You cannot control it until either you have to shoot it down or do something else. Okay, they think that they are always right. They will not accept no. Accepting no is an art, and saying no is also an art, but they will not accept the letter no, word no. So that's the problem. Attitude, I factor, ego, I am the boss. It is my decision, it is me who did it. Who are you to ask? I did it. You're not giving credit to anybody. People do not like this, I did it. So ultimately you are held responsible for even the side effects. That is what has happened. I'll quote some real life examples. Wonderful examples. Okay? I factor, this ego factor, will destroy literally everything. It has ruined the companies, it has ruined the empires, it has ruined people, including the MDs. When I say people, that includes even the MDs of some top companies. Okay? And that would be the beginning of the end. Ego factor is like the rust on the iron, or like a slow poison which will kill you from inside. Slowly, step by step, it starts killing you from inside. You will not realize, because you are like a mad elephant. Nothing goes to your brain. Right? Your brain is completely covered with a thick layer of ego. Unfortunately, it's becoming very common. I really have my own doubts that it may become a medical problem. I will not use the right word for that. It may become a medical problem. The I factor may become a medical problem. Believe me, my dear friends, I am closely observing people. For no reason they are egoistic. For no reason. Right? So, ego can even lead to catastrophic effects on the family as well. Personal relationships will be spoiled. Okay? You need to be very careful with that. Until and unless you subdue this demon inside you, or conquer, subdue, or destroy, annihilate, this demon inside you, believe me, you just can't prosper. No matter who you are. You have 50,000 crores with you, you cannot prosper. You know what has happened in the recent past. So, that's it. If at all you can conquer this demon and destroy it, believe me, my dear friends, you are creating a palace of prosperity for not only yourself, for people around you, with very strong pillars, you know, very strong and invincible pillars. If you can conquer this ego, you'll create a palace of prosperity for everyone. Right? Believe me. It has happened, it will happen. I'll give you plenty of examples for that also in my next video. Okay? And by doing so, you are creating Elysium, means a place full of happiness. Okay? For everyone concerned, including yourself. Right? That's it. I recently happened to flip through a newspaper which said nowadays companies finding it difficult to find leaders. They are finding bosses, but not leaders. I have come across a lot of bosses. I have hardly come across leaders. Yes, I have come across leaders, but very few. Very, very few, very unfortunately. More of bosses. And anyway, when I proceed, I'll let you know more surprising things. Okay? And it so happened with the two giants companies. They selected two people, and within 1 year both were sacked from their respective positions because they were bosses, they were not leaders. I came to know that one person, I would not like to mention the names, I will never ever mention the names of anybody for that matter. He was so egoistic that he never listened to his seniors in the company. He was quite junior in terms of experience, maybe 10-15 years. Others were there in the company for the past 20 years. He came as a new CEO. He never ever listened to anybody. No, he said, it's me. I am telling you, you do it. That's it. And he was removed within 1 year. He was removed from the post of a CEO. It happened with two companies, two giants. And can you imagine such a situation happening to your company or happening in your family? That's it. You should be careful. Right? So, to start with, let me share one beautiful example which happened in my life. Okay? I was dismissed from job. My MD sat like this, he said, look out for some other company. I was smiling like this. I looked at his face. I smiled at him. Death smiled at me and I smiled back as if I know no fear. I said, fine. I asked him, believe me, my team was the star performing team with very high quality performance, good growth with a good productivity, okay, clean, that's very important, clean performance. I'd not like to go deep into the word clean, I know what is happening there, but we were clean. Of course, I caught hold of some cheap people, right, and they backstabbed, including my bosses, they all backstabbed. I was dismissed by the MD of a company. He said, look out for some other company. Sir, I said, I worked so honestly. He said, I don't need honest people. Beginning of the end for him. Believe me, that MD is an excellent human being. He's very good at heart. He has helped people out of the way. Middle of the night, I've heard that he has transferred 50,000, 1 lakh rupees for those people who met with road accidents. You know, he's such a good person, taking such an immature decision without even properly inquiring. He did not even ask me, Daya, what exactly is happening. He listened to his own people, so-called well-wishers, okay, or lawyers, or I would rather term them as loyal chamchas, masquerading as his well-wishers. He believed them blindly because they always boosted his ego. They know very well he is very egoistic. MD, 5,000-6,000 crore turnover company, MD, egoistic. They boosted his ego, ensured that they could fulfill their cruel intentions. They were jealous of me, right? So, what happened ultimately? he lost goodwill. People started living him in bunches. He went to the extent of calling people, imagine MD calling people personally and asking them to stay back. Disastrous situation. He had to compromise with the quality of people and he had to promote people who are not fit to be in those posts. Right? He became a laughing stock because he did not practice what he always preached. He said, I will never tolerate, corruption or whatever it is. And see, he said, I don't need honest people. So he never practiced what he preached. Even today, people are in touch with me, they share their pain. Daya sir, he is not the same person. We have lost faith. Many have left in bunches. Many have started their own companies. They are doing extremely well. They are happy basically. They are very happy. They are going around in big cars. Right? See what all happens because of ego. Okay? Then ego makes you totally ineffective. You'll become blind, or rather you will run like a horse. You will forget to think in a very broad manner. Okay, you will start disrespecting people, you will start neglecting people because of ego. You think you are always right. Hey, he's wrong. Throw him out. That's all. So what is the end result? Not zero, it's minus. From minus to zero, it is difficult, to come from minus to zero. I have seen that minus. A big, hefty package to zero. In no time he said, get out of the company. Fine. I smiled and came out. I did not cry. And after that, what I did is history. Unforgettable. Right? That was the catastrophic effect of ego. One wrong decision, being surrounded by wrong kind of people, so-called loyal chamchas, spoiled him forever. Even today, my mobile number, he has blocked my mobile number. MD has blocked my mobile number. Very unfortunate. I have nothing against him. I salute him for what he did to me. With due respect, that's the reason I don't quote anybody's names. He did a lot of good things for me. He promoted me out of the way. I overtook him. He just promoted me. Daya, go ahead. You are sincere. And he also repented when my colleagues told, sir, he was right. Then he said, yes, Dayanidhi was right. I was wrong. I did a mistake. But I did not even, I tried to convince him for about 10 days. But after that, I stopped. People asked me to come back and send him a join. No, I said no. Where there is no value for my honesty, I will never ever work for that company. Rather, I would like to die due to starvation. See, but 7 years over. Ultimately, God has taken care of me and He has brought me here in this seat. And still I am not egoistic. I am very affable in nature. Right? But believe me, ego is different, self-respect is different. That we will be discussing in the next video. Okay? And this is, and also ego will not allow you to retrospect and analyze what exactly has happened and is happening or could happen. That's one more drawback with egoistic people. Chalo, fuck decision, finish. After beheading, can you get back someone's life? You beheaded me, sir. Right? It's gone, it's over. I did not cry, but. So it was all over because of one immature decision. You could have asked me, talked to me for just 15 minutes. You would have got the best of clarification. I would have proved my innocence. I still have records. But he's a great man. Through this video, if I am hurting him, I know he's going to watch this video. Sir, please forgive me. Maybe I was wrong. I was overreactive. That's all. That was my mistake. So I request for his forgiveness. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to one more beautiful example. It happened just 5-6 months back. Ego factor again. I had a videographer. I was during the initial stage of these programs and all videos. I was not fully aware of how to shoot or whatever it is. But it so happened that in my 8th video, I feel the videographer used to do a very good job. What happened? I told him there is some problem with the sound. He said, okay, he will check. After 1 week, he came back. He said, see, I inquired with the people. They said it costs about 5,000-6,000 rupees to rectify that audio problem. I did not have so much of corona effect and all, no business. It was very tough for me also to manage without business, without a good source, good income. Without good income, it was very difficult for me. I know how difficult it was for me. So I believed him. I kept quiet. Then after 1.5 months, I could arrange for some money, and I went out to an electrical shop, bought a cable worth 120 rupees. Took a chance. Just started shooting my own videos with that cable worth 120 rupees. It came out fantastically. He was not ready to accept no. Ego. If I used to tell him, ensure that the camera is focused like this. He used to say yes, but he never did that. He always used to dictate terms. You sit like this, you sit like this, it is not correct, it's not correct. I said, okay, whatever he said, I accepted. Okay? And he was not on time. He used to make me wait for 1 hour. For 5 minutes job, he used to say, it takes 2 hours. I'm busy with other assignments. So today you shoot, tomorrow afternoon, at his will and wish, he used to come home and hand over the pen drive. Now, I was at his disposal. Now, for the sake of just 120 rupees, he lost goodwill. He is never ever allowed to work with me. Forget about working, he will never be allowed even to sweep the floor of my office. That is the catastrophic effect of his ego. I am doing my videos all by myself, right? Almost all by myself. That is ego, my dear friends. So please let go that ego and ensure that you prosper in life. So by the way, what is the solution? Right? In back somewhere in 25-30 years back, when a Hindi superstar met with an accident during the shooting, the producer, or rather the director, said one word: show must go on, show will go on. And show continued to go on, and still it's going on. The person is back and still is working. I'm talking about Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He suffered a major accident during the shooting. And his producer, Mr. Prakash Mehra, said, show must go on, show will go on. No, he said it very positively. So that's the reason I'm quoting the name. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, hats off to you, sir. Doing a great job at the age of 79. Hope and wish I'll be able to do, follow your footsteps. Okay? And show is still going on. That means to say nobody is indispensable in the world, my dear friends. Today you are there, tomorrow you are not there. You are not eternal. We are not eternal. You come, you go, someone else will come, replace you, do a much, much better job. People will not even remember you. That is life. Bitter truth. Egoistic people will not accept the bitter truth. They cannot accept no. Why? Ego. Okay? So, nobody is eternal and nobody is indispensable in this materialistic world. Nobody has ever been indispensable in this world. Right? So how can we think that we are indispensable or we are eternal? What Alexander carried, still we call him Alexander the Great. He did not carry anything. His hands were left to, shown to the public out of the coffin. He did not carry anything. Many doctors, so many people followed his funeral. But he did not carry anything. So what are we? We are not greats, right? So what is the solution? Please, there is a saying in one of the holy books. If you let your head down in front of God, God will raise you to unimaginable heights. He will load you with the energy of thousands of elephants and the wisdom of thousands of elephants, provided you bow down in front of God. Who is God? People around you. Find God in those people around you. Bow down. Say, yes, sir. I am there for you. Okay? So, God will definitely help you. Buddha says the biggest enemy within you is ego, hatredness, desire, lust. So, we are talking about ego. Let us continue with ego. So, please ensure that it is not I, it's always we. That's the paradigm shift you need to develop in your mind. Paradigm shift in the mind is very, very important. And accept other suggestions very religiously. If somebody comes to my office and says that, what you did is correct, but you could have done it much better, I take it religiously. And it is giving me a lot of success. The piano also becoming quite popular, getting a lot of friends from, a lot of appreciations from Europe, US, obviously India, right? England. So little bit of appreciation. That's a big morale booster for me. I always ensure that I thank them. I'm nothing in the field of music, nothing in the field of piano. There are monsters. I'm a virus. I'm just a virus. The bacteria has a shape, but virus has no shape. So I'm a virus in the field of piano. But people think that I'm very good at playing the piano, but still I consider myself as a virus because I need to be very, very humble. Only then people will start liking me and loving me. Yes, a lot of people like me and they love me as well. Love you for what I am. I'm quite affable in nature as well. So, please be informed with this attitude of, destroying that ego within you and letting your head down in front of God and good people. You are winning the crowd. You need to win the crowd to be successful, my dear friends. One of the success formulas I always teach in my personal development program is win the crowd. If you have seen the movie Gladiator, if you have not seen, please see it. If you have seen it, watch it once again. Watch for this scene, win the crowd. It's after the first public fight. His mentor says, win the crowd. So to win the crowd, you need to let go your ego, destroy, annihilate that demon inside you. Then you will definitely prosper in life. What else you need? Okay? Always use the letter I for interdependence, as Philip Kotler said, the great management guru said. Use the letter I for interdependence. Then nobody can stop you from prospering. Okay? So I wish you all the best. And this is the negative aspect of the letter I. That is one side of the coin. In my next video, I'm going to discuss the other side of the coin, which is just gorgeous, so beautiful to discuss. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm waiting for my new new blazer. That's all. Otherwise, I'm ready with the topic as well. There are many good things to share with you. Time is the answer. I'm working hard on my new projects. Yes, I'm getting recognition. With all your blessings, I thank you. And in the next video, we'll have some wonderful things to discuss pertaining to the letter I. Beautiful topic. Again, with some real life examples. With this, I wind up this video. And I think next week I'm going to launch my new Facebook page on my training center. That's Soprano Management Spices. I'm extremely sorry about this. Okay. So I request you to kindly like, share and subscribe my channel Soprano Management Spices. You will continuously get plenty of video. Okay, I'm sorry, severe guy. I have not slept properly since 2 days. Working hard on the piano, on these videos, all these things. A lot of gastritis. I think today I should be able to do well. So once again, I thank you very much. Ensure that you subscribe my channel. And also ensure that you help others, so that when my message reaches every nook and corner of the world, you are helping others to come out of this situation and prosper in life. I want everyone to be happy. Happiness, serenity, very important. So I wish you all the best. I thank you very much for spending so much of time. Please watch this video and usual messages before I wind up my video. Work hard, work to progress. Don't chase money. Save water. And old age is one more childhood. Please take care of your parents and stay home and stay safe. All the very best. Thank you very much. See you soon with my new video on on the letter I, positive effects of the letter I. Bye bye.